Hi everyone, my name is Ruthvika Santhos and I'm from Elkhorn North. The assigned topic for digital animation was Nail That Presentation. I considered the two aspects of presentations, building and presenting, and decided to focus on just one aspect in my animation. Based on the insights I received from high school students who found presenting more challenging and the fact that 77% of the general population fears public speaking, I decided to make presenting my theme. Once I had decided on my theme, I proceeded to do some brainstorming. I asked myself these questions. 1. Who is my audience? And 2. What do I want them to get from my video? This helped me frame my objective. High school students should be able to effectively deliver a presentation with confidence and clarity. Next, I started browsing the internet to gather talking points for my animation. Although there are multiple videos about how to present effectively, I felt that there was a need for a strategy to make the information stick with the learner. My strategy was to use a mnemonic, since mnemonics are effective ways to remember and recall information. Using the main talking points I jotted, I came up with an acronym, VOICE. With the acronym in my hand, I proceeded to create a storyboard for my animation. I created a few versions until I felt satisfied. Once I had my storyboard and the vision for my animation, the next step was to start production. To decide on the tool that would be most helpful in creating my digital animation project, I started doing some research about popular tools to create animations. I compared tools such as Vimeo, Animaker, OpenTunes, and Photoshop and beyond. While OpenTunes seemed to have a decent range of features, I found it challenging to navigate the tool. Even after watching numerous tutorials and trying them alongside, I didn't feel confident. Although, after doing some more digging into other tools, I had a tie between Beyond and Vimeo. Although these were similar in their offerings, I ended up choosing Beyond as Vimeo had limited free features. Beyond seemed like a robust package offering a wide variety of free features. It offered a spectrum of features I needed to create my video, like character animations, scene transitions, motion paths, music, and also offered a variety of characters and props. The hardware tools I used to make the animation were a Dell laptop, a monitor, a mouse, and a keyboard. The software that helped me in the process of creating my digital animation project include Beyond, PowerPoint, and Microsoft Word. The first step of my creation process was to prepare a script. Then I proceeded to generate characters based off my script. Next, I created the scene setting using some of the available props Beyond offered, and then built out the video scene by scene. I generated dialogues using the text-to-speech feature. Finally, I inserted captions and made some minor revisions. Here's a little sneak peek on how I set one of the scenes using props. First, I added a background color. Then I added a floor panel to create depth and included some other props like rug, a sofa, and photos to make it look more like a room. Now let's take a look at my video before I share the animation techniques I used.
Let's welcome Emily for her presentation. We are ready when you are. Feels familiar? Your visual aid is set up. You have rehearsed your speech. But suddenly your voice is shaking. Palms are sweating and your heart is beating loudly. Studies suggest that 77% of the general population fears public speaking. So you are not alone. The good news is that presentations are not purely about talent. They are about how you deliver the message. Here's my suggestion to nail your next presentation. Use your voice. When we're nervous, we tend to rush. That's why V stands for volume and pace. Speaking clearly and pausing for moments of emphasis will keep your audience attentive. Try to speak naturally instead of memory. Your note cards are there to support you, not to read off. O stands for open body language. Standing tall and using appropriate hand gestures will create an active atmosphere by building trust and increasing audience engagement. I stands for interaction. Asking questions, sharing personal stories, and use of humor can boost interaction, and thereby learning. Creating a shared space, fostering empathy and stronger relations with your audience will help them share freely and create a learning experience that stays with them. C stands for confidence. Practicing beforehand. Staying calm and wearing appropriate clothing can boost confidence. Confidence helps build trust with your audience. It will make your presentation more impactful and persuasive. Even if you are faking it initially, it will help you ease in. E stands for eye contact. Try to scan the room naturally and hold eye contact with your audience. Good eye contact helps connect with the audience and build trust. Creating a personal connection helps the audience feel valued and makes your message more impactful. Now that you have your voice toolkit, go nail your next presentation. Let's welcome
In this video, I have used character animations like talking, walking, sitting, and presenting, motion paths to define the path of movements for my walking characters, enter and exit effects for various characters and props, and some other features like the continue scene to maintain continuity. Copyrighted works are granted permission under fair use. Thanks for joining me.